Hi guys, it's me back with another video. This week's Nightfall. This week's Nightfall is a pretty good Nightfall actually. It's the Sunless cell and some of the modifiers make this quite fun. I like Nightfalls like this one where you can play them without ever having to think about running to a cheese spot. I mean, nearly all Nightfalls are like that, but obviously they're very difficult if you don't use cheese spots in some cases, particularly when exposure's on. But there's no exposure this week, so that's good news, unlike last week. I'll be running a Bladedancer. Stormcaller's probably my pick for this, but my Stormcaller is not fully upgraded yet. I've been a little slow on upgrading my Stormcaller for some reason. I will get around to it, but the Stormcaller has a perk that when they pop their super they can regenerate health to get through one particular area of this Nightfall. That's a very handy perk. Since I don't have that unlocked yet, I decided I wouldn't run with my Stormcaller. Running with a Bladedancer is probably, I mean it is Arc, there's Arc Burn this week, so running a date with a Bladedancer probably is the way to go. I could pretty much run with anything, to be honest. I mean Arc Burn weapons pretty much do most of this, but the Arc grenades will be helpful, so already off and running. Pretty much my strategy when playing this is because there's no cheese spot and you can actually, there's no need, well there is a cheese spot actually, but there's no need to use it, and for that reason you can really run through this and complete it in very good time, and so you don't need to kill every enemy on the way that you don't have to kill. That's why I'm sticking to the right here and running right through. I have no intention of shooting any of these enemies, and if you just sprint from the moment you spawn in, you can get to the door that opens here and you can get through that door before you even have to engage or are really engaged enough to be in danger. So as you can see, by running around, sticking to the right, throwing a grenade to distract that first mob of enemies, I'm already through the first stage without having fired a single shot. The next stage, there's a number of different ways to do it, but I think there's a very safe way to do it right from the start, and that's by taking those two Shriekers out. If you're running the Nightfall through and not killing enemies, you want to make sure that you complete it in the relevant, in a good time. Dodging the stuff from these Shriekers slows you down when you have to run around in circles, so 2 rockets will kill both Shriekers even when they're not open. So that's it for those Shriekers. You can see they're gone, they're no longer in the game. Now I switch to a sniper, I take out this pesky knight down there, I don't waste a second sniper bullet on him, no need to. Then the next thing I do is I'll search to see if there are any wizards to be shot. There's usually 2 on both sides, that's the 2 on the left. Haven't seen the ones on the right yet, but I'll get to those eventually. Once you've done that, watch out for the Thrall. They'll run up these stairs and attack you, but if you've got Zhalo Supercell or pretty much any weapon, you can take them out pretty easily. You have to be careful of the acolytes in this. It's easy to... Oh, there's another... Oh, almost got that wizard. Yeah, you have to take out the acolytes as quickly as you can in this. They shoot arc weapons, which means they can melt you pretty quickly if you're unaware, if you give them the chance. So I'm prioritising the acolytes there. Still looking for the wizards on the other side. Haven't spotted them yet. A knight will come out from the back. He can be pretty pesky if you don't watch out for him, so just take him out quickly. Again, prioritise the acolytes because they can do the most damage. Okay, there are those wizards. With an arc sniper rifle, 2 headshots and they're dead. I think there's some sniper rifles that are a bit more powerful than a 1,000-yard stare and you can kill them with a single body shot, but I'm not using those. I like my 1,000-yard stare. So now that the Shriekers were all killed when you first ran into the room, you can scan this and not worry about the Shriekers, and as a result you can concentrate on the enemies this triggers coming out of that door, and that will be 2 wizards and 2 knights. A headshot for each will take care of them. Another wizard, there it is. Not actually out of the door, but 2 wizards will spawn and 2 knights. There'll be some acolytes across the bridge. I like to take them out with the sniper if I can so that they don't shoot me while I'm jumping across. Sometimes special ammo or heavy ammo will appear near that circle you were just standing on. It's good when that happens. This case I was a bit unlucky, it didn't spawn, but I've still got the heavy over there, so I'm saving that until near the very end. Well, actually I'll pick it up now because once I pick it up I'll know that I've got full heavy to run straight from the other side through the door and start the next section. But I've got to still take care of this knight I didn't even know it was there. So run across to this side now. It's the same thing. The Shriekers are down, so you don't need to worry about Shriekers. The Wizards are down, so you don't need to worry about Wizards. And since they shoot arc, they can be a real pain if you haven't already disposed of them. So I scan this, just like the other side. That triggers a bunch of enemies coming out of this door. I think it's 2 Knights, 2 Wizards once again. There's the 2 Knights. There's the first Wizard. Come on, Wizard. There's the second. Oh, that's a miss. I missed 1 Knight too, still up there. That's the end of the Wizard, and oh, there he goes. Oh, I robbed there, I think. Okay, so that's the Wizards and Knights down. There's still some Acolytes to deal with over there. There may be another Knight, and but once those are dealt with, the doors will open and you can proceed to the next stage, which I actually think the next stage is the hardest stage of the entire Nightfall, to be honest. So we'll deal with these Acolytes. Again, prioritise them because they shoot arc and they will melt you. And Zhalo Supercell is great for these arc burn Nightfalls, makes it real fun. There's that Knight. Tried to sneak up on me. So, just checking to see if I can pop a synth. See, that was a special synth I wanted. Unfortunately I don't have them on me, I'll have to transfer some over. So when you run in this room, they spawn on that top ledge to begin with. I was too slow. Had I been a little bit faster, I could have rocketed them. That presented a little bit of trouble for me because it's really good to take those out very early. Some of the enemies here, when they spawn, they'll shoot arc damage at you and they'll split into multiple enemies, which can become a real pain, but they haven't come out yet. But deal with the Acolytes. Yes, they have. So I've got 1 rocket left, so I'm just going to transfer over some special ammo using Destiny Item Manager. I really couldn't live without Destiny Item Manager. I love that program. It's fantastic. There we go. I forgot to carry some. This has cost me a little bit of time, but it's okay. I'm making good time already. The idea behind making fast time is if you can get through to the end with a really good time spare within that 30 minutes, 30-minute window, then the higher your bonus will be at the end. So the less enemies you have to kill along the way in order to get that Sunrise Gold Tier trophy. So the next bunch of enemies spawn up top there. For some reason, I was sure my aim was on point, but my rocket missed and hit the wall, so that's caused me all sorts of trouble. Don't do that. When you run through here, try to be a bit more prepared and shoot your rocket up to the end and to take out some of those splitting Taken that just split and split and split and create an army of enemies that can make this whole section really troublesome. Fortunately, my 1000 yard stare has Firefly on it, so even though I can't pop another synth, that helps me to clear more of them from single shots. So yeah, this is, I would argue, the hardest part of the entire Nightfall strike, and it's not terribly hard either if you just stay back at the doors where I am. I prefer to get in there and run around, but like I said, I kind of stuffed it up in the beginning with a couple of missed rockets, and that's left me with not enough rocket ammo to take out bulk numbers at once, which is really what you want to be doing here. So that's why I went invisible then and ran in to get the rockets that were there. If you can take out some bulk enemies, it can help speed up this whole process. Even though this part isn't going as nicely as I would like it to go, or as fast as I would like it to go, it's still, the time is still pretty good. You don't need to panic. Just keep taking them out. I don't recommend running in to try and do it, and you can get melted by their arc weapons very quickly. All you need is a couple of them to be hammering you at once, and it's game over. Expect him to be there for some reason. Got my radar. Now I can go in because I know the bulk of the enemies are cleared and there's more spawning, and I wanted those rockets. A wizard will spawn here. You really want to take the wizard out as fast as you can, because what she'll do is she'll spawn, and I've failed to do that, but what she'll do is she'll spawn those black thrall that just run at you like crazy, and I'm sure there's one coming already, probably, no doubt. Oh no, I did actually take her out, so yeah, my mistake. That rocket did kill her. Well, that's good. Had I missed her though, there'd be Blackfall running at me like crazy. You really want to take her out as quickly as you can. You can take her out with a rocket like I did then, or you can stand back and snipe her. She's pretty easy to snipe from the doors. So. Then you have to deal with these taken phalanxes. Now, the reason I'm moving up at this point, there are some enemies here. There's not really that many. You've got plenty of cover at this point, but the reason I'm moving up is because when the final Ultra Knight spawns here, you want to be near the doors when you kill him. And the reason for that is a whole bunch of ads. This guy's going to spawn, so I want to make sure I kill him fast. And then a whole bunch of ads will come through when that door opens. So there's usually a wizard behind the door and a bunch of ads from other areas, I think. So yeah, you can see the ads going in and the wizards coming out. So you can avoid all of those. You don't even have to engage them if you just you're up there at close to the door when you kill the Ultra Knight and you just run through. Now with the next section, I can see I've only got 4 sniper bullets. You can run through this section pretty comfortably as a Bladedancer. You can run through it pretty comfortably as a Night Stalker if you have if you put on the artifact that takes away your super and gives you 2 invisibility grenades. 2 invisibility grenades will get you through. You can also run through as a Stormcaller if halfway through when you're almost dead, and you will almost be dead as you get shot running through without invisibility. You can pop your super and get your health back instantly. I don't have that perk unlocked on my Stormcaller yet, so I couldn't play a Stormcaller. But you can see I've run out of ammo here. You really want to take out the wizard on those 2 doors at the back. One will open when you run in, and behind one is a wizard and a bunch of other enemies. You really want to take them out fast. Don't have the ammo or the cooldown to do it, so I'm just going to run straight past them. As a Bladedancer, it's pretty comfortable. You crouch, go invisible, run halfway down, or I don't know, 2/3 of the way, and then melee to get another invisibility to run the rest of the way. I'm just going a bit left here because I thought the wizard might be about to shoot me in the back. She didn't, so as you can see, as a Bladedancer, that area is pretty easy and helps you gain a lot of time towards completing your Sunrise bounty very, very quickly and getting that sweet time bonus. This bridge is cool. I really love these. They're all running at you. Normally you can kill them pretty easily. Zhalo Supercell makes it a lot of fun. Now, before you jump down, this is the part where you jump down into the dark area. A lot of people just tend to run and jump down, and I used to do it too. You have to remember that there is a special or heavy ammo crate that will spawn. If you just wait at the end here, give it a little bit of time, it will spawn. Either on the left there or on the right.
Your fate lies
I'm just checking that I've got the right gear on. It's all right. I want to make sure I've got. There's no time to crouch in the next level, so that's why I'm taking off and putting on a perk that if I super up will heal me. I generally don't super up though. There's that crate. So now I've got all the ammo I need, and I'll drop down. This area in the dark. It's very difficult to play on my monitor. I get a lot of banding for some reason, even though I'm playing on a pretty good BenQ monitor, but it makes it very difficult to see. It's still very cool though.
Alak Hul is near.
The Darkblade Alak Hul will appear before you. You'll get a couple of shots, snipe him on the head. Always just a little bit below his health bar when you zoom in, if you can't see his head, like I really can't. There is a trick to doing this level. That I've learnt, and I pretty much learnt it when I was making that video where I almost soloed this to get 2 exotic swords. And when I say almost soloed, I only didn't solo it because a random match-made player joined me midway through. And that is that when Alak Hul teleports, he tends to teleport to where you are. So if you look where he is, when he disappears, you can expect him to appear roughly where you are. If you run to where he was, you can be almost certain that he won't teleport there again. He won't appear in the same place. That's a good way not to be suddenly surprised by him. As you can see, I did that there. And in fact, as you watch, you'll see I do that for this entire area. The other trick to it, there it is, he spawned where I was and I was standing where he was, and it makes it quite easy to get a few sniper shots off. The other trick to this area is I pretty much generally save my rockets for the enemies here if I have any rockets, but most of the time the thrall will be on your case, so the cursed thrall will be on your case. You really want to keep moving and jumping as much as you can. I mean the normal thrall. The cursed thrall are the biggest problem. They're what will probably kill you more than anything else. So to avoid those, I suggest running at them, which seems counterproductive, and then leaping away or leaping over them as high as you can. That's why at this point I would prefer to have don't touch me gloves on for when the thralls scratch me I can go invisible. However, as a Bladedancer, I've put on Bones of Eo because that gives me the chance to jump even higher. So if I want to run at a cursed thrall, if I'm cornered, I can jump really high and not take any damage from that explosion. The beauty of that is the cursed thrall will also blow up enemies around them. So pretty much in this section too, you can get trapped if you lose sight of where Alak Hul has teleported from, and you can end up running right to where he's about to teleport to. To avoid that, I recommend running around in a circle. Watch your radar when you don't know where he is. Look at where the thrall are, avoid them, and then just run and jump and stay in the air. If he appears on you and you're gliding already and you're in the air, you're at 99% chance you're going to completely avoid getting enough damage to kill you if he does manage to swipe you. I try to run around in a little bit of a circle when there's cursed thrall around. That way, if I'm not sure where Alak Hul is, and I'm looking at my radar and I know that most of the enemy are on one particular side, and I can turn around, take some shots at them if necessary, and then keep running. I always look at my radar in this. I really can't see shit on my screen, so I kind of want to make sure that I'm not running directly towards other red like Alak Hul himself. So there he is. Now, I'm searching for him here. I know he's still there because I can see him on my radar. Just can't see him on my screen. I might have to play this level with brightness and contrast jacked up or something. I don't know. It's kind of cool playing it in the dark. So he's teleported. I knew he'd teleport to where I was, which is why I moved over here. And now I can get some shots off on him. And the same thing's happening, and I'll turn around and look to where I was a moment ago. There he is. Some more shots off on him. You can see where his health bar is there. That means he's going to spawn all of his thrall, and he'll start running at you. So this is when it gets a bit hairy. To avoid anything, run and jump. Just keep running and jumping. If you can, run at the thrall. If you can see you've got a clear path, run at them like that, jump over them. They'll take out themselves and a bunch of other thrall with them. But if you can't really see, just keep running and jumping until you can make sure on your radar that there's nothing behind you, and then you can turn around and shoot. So I know that once I've killed these guys though, I think that makes it pretty comfortable now. I saved my sniper rifle for Alak Hul mostly, so he's teleported. So now I go directly to where he was. I know there's a thrall there, which is why I threw that grenade. Didn't want to be blown up by those damn cursed thrall. There he is, he's running at me. At this point in the game, you know there's no more enemies going to spawn in. So just you've gotten through the worst of the wave. That last wave is the worst of it. And it's really not that difficult if you keep running in circles if you need be, but running and jumping definitely. So now all I got to do is keep away from him, wait for when he teleports, run to where he's teleported from, and then kill him. There you go, he's teleported. Now his health is pretty low, so I pretty much know all I have to do is the same thing right now, and then get a couple of shots on him, and that would probably be the end. Well, it would have been if my shooting was a bit better. Now it'll definitely be the end of it. And there we go. 5,000 for killing him. Score is 42,000, but because I've got 11 minutes left, I'm going to get a time bonus, and that time bonus should push me over the amount of score needed for the Sunrise Bounty. And there it is, the Sunrise Bounty.
The creatures of the hive
So that's this week's Nightfall. I hope my commentary helps you do it too. Okay, good luck with that.
Petty distractions of the flesh. That is why we must rise above, Guardian. It is the only way we will survive the long night.